Top 2 comments on this video are going to be, oh my god, your hair, and oh, you're going to talk about this, but you still won't talk about Punisher or Jessica Jones Season 2? Yes, we're talking about a Netflix show, but let's go ahead and say, guys, Punisher is way too far gone, and Jessica Jones, I like Jessica Jones Season 2, I did. Had some problems with it, but I still think it was really good. I think it's getting too much hate, but I did really enjoy it. However, it's also now too far gone to be able to talk about it anymore. That's old news. We gotta talk about this tiny, adorable red panda that works in an office building. The important stuff.
Yes.
Hey everyone, it's me, Aaron.
I'm Michelle, and this is not quite the anime roundtable. Like,
I was honestly thinking of, here's the thing. We've started up the new anime roundtable show here. That's like a once-a-month show, which I need to start scheduling the next episode of that. But I was honestly thinking of saving this for that show.
This is more like the anime side table.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
The anime nightstand.
But here's the thing. There is nothing out this week at all. Like, there's a David Tennant movie that, like, some people are interested in, but only because David Tennant is in it. Charlize Theron has a new movie that a lot of people are praising, but nobody in my audience even knows what it is. And then there's the remake of Overboard, which no one wants to see. This was the sacrifice weekend because Avengers came out last weekend, so everybody was like, I don't, just dump whatever we have to get rid of on this weekend. No one cares about it. And I just kept thinking, it's like, would it be worth it to even go and review anything this week? Because no one would watch anything I talk about. And then I thought, you know what, we gotta do something. And everybody is talking about this Netflix show about the tiny red panda that works in an office building from the makers of Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, okay, there's some people out there who heard that. It's like, it's from the makers of Hello Kitty. It's about a tiny red panda working in an office building. And it's like, this just sounds really dumb. It sounds like some kitty crap. This is the most relatable show of 2018.
Like, it's originally like a bunch of like shorts.
Yeah.
Like, they were only a few minutes long, and like, I didn't see all of them, but I only like saw a few of them. And it's basically like, Retsuko, she's basically like, you see, she's in a situation, and then you like experience her inner monologue, which is her rage mode. But like, so they made it into like an actual series where her rage mode is actually like her karaoke. Yeah. So I think that's good because it gives her a chance to like actually vent and
it comes up in the plot.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Yes, the karaoke is like relevant to the plot, helps her get rid of her like aggression in a healthy way, and so yeah, I think that's a very good step. For shorts.
Yeah. It's okay. So basically, you guys might be wondering, okay, well, what is like the actual premise of the show? Is this tiny red panda named Retsuko? She works in an office building in Japan. She has a friend named Finico, who's a fennec fox. Yeah, fennec fox.
It's all animals. It's like Zootopia.
Yeah, exactly. Which also, like Zootopia, because if I describe to you what this is, you guys are going to be like, well, that just sounds like kitties stuff. And then it drops the ball on you and it's like, no, this is actually really adult crap.
Yeah, like Zootopia.
Do not let children watch this show. A, they will be bored out of their mind. And B, there's swearing, there's talk of getting drunk, there's talk of sleeping with people in here, like...
Yeah, but it's like, it's not like violent or anything.
No, it's normal. Like, it is, like I said, it's the most relatable goddamn show of 2018, because this is The Office. Like, I'm talking Steve Carell, The Office, except that Jim and Pan are hyena and red panda. Like, that's what it is.
Yes, it's The Office, but with cartoon animals. Like,
our dog is chewing on her bandana that we got her. That's going over there.
Yeah, like, that's the reason why we don't put clothes on her, is because she keeps chewing them up.
But yeah, so I saw fan art of this before I actually started watching it, and that's one of the reasons we started watching, because it's like, everybody's talking about this thing, and it's like, it looks cute, but so many times there will be those things that's like, well, it looks like A, and then it turns out to be B, and you know, Zootopia is a good example. BoJack Horseman, speaking of talking animals on Netflix, dear God. I don't know if you've even watched a complete full season of BoJack Horseman.
No, but it's like, I haven't, like, basically, it's a gut punch, really.
It is! Every single season of BoJack Horseman is the exact same, because I just go, Well, I guess it's kind of clever here. I get, it's kind of funny, and I get what they're going for, and then about episode 2 or 3 into it, sometimes 4 at the latest. Oh, damn. Well, I'm going to keep watching forever now. Every single season of BoJack Horseman always starts exactly the same, in which I'm like, was this really as good as I remember it being? It's like, this isn't nearly, like, this is just really dumb humor, and like, I guess it's kind of clever, but whatever. I guess I'll keep watching the second episode, and then I just keep going until it gets to that point where it's like, nope, now I remember. This is exactly what it was like. Yes, I recall everything now. This is kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like...
Except not nearly as dark. It really is, like, the plot of this is very simple. Like I said, it's just Red Panda working in an office building, and basically, her life is crap. Like, this thing opens up with her going to work at her job for the very first time. It's like, it's gonna be great. She jumps up and cheers, and then she lands and she breaks her heel. Not on her, like, shoe. Like, she actually snaps her heel. And she just goes, oh God, no. And then it cuts to 5 years later, and she's waking up like, I don't know. Give me 10 more seconds alarm. Please, I don't wanna. Just 1, 2, 3. And the alarms start going, blazing. 4. But like, yeah, man, like she does not, like, she's not like perfect, like, I want to go to work, it's gonna be great. And every single episode of this, like, it is like following a storyline.
Yes.
Which is the thing that I was not expecting in this. I expected every single one of these would be like one and done, especially because they're only 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
But like, as this goes along, like, second episode, it starts with her, like, going into a clothing store and someone's following her around, just like, okay, can I help you with anything? Well, do you need any help with this? Go on, just let me know if you need any help. I'm just gonna be right here if you need any help. And she goes, leave me the fuck alone, please. And then at the end of it, she's buying socks as she leaves because she just feels guilty about not buying anything. She's like, do you want to become part of our rewards membership? No, that's okay. You know you want to. Like, just leaning into it, like, okay, like, she's just so pressured into it, but then she meets this old friend of hers.
Yeah, from school.
Yeah, and the old friend, she's just basically, like, bumming around, just, like, moving around from place to place. And then the old friend is just like, yeah, listen, you're the responsible one. I bet you won't even leave a clothing store without buying socks because you'll feel guilty. And she's just like, oh, crap, I did that literally just a couple minutes ago. Yeah, that's the kind of character that is. And it's just, like, this person who, she's just a nice average person.
Yeah, and
but it's the shit that all nice average people go through.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, she's just trying to like get by day to day and like keep her calm, but like she's constantly getting shit, and it's like, there's only so much you can take, and that's why she like goes to karaoke bars to like vent and everything. Yeah,
when you guys like look this up, because I'm sure a lot of the people who are watching this are like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Well, I'm sure that when you look this up, you're gonna see a lot of fan art of the tiny, cute, adorable one, and then you're gonna see the like screaming. She honestly looks like a member of Kiss. Yeah. Because like the black lines on a Red Panda's face, it gets like distorted when she goes into rage mode to look like Kiss makeup. Yeah. It's really kind of cool animation on it. But she goes to karaoke and she just starts screaming to death metal about all of her problems. And yeah, it's incredibly like, man, that's so cool that you have like this venting, but also it does make her a good character. It doesn't just make her like, well, she's the average person, because there's a lot of characters out there who's like, well, they're the average person. It's like, yeah, but what exactly defines them as a person? And this is what defines her. Yeah, it's like, what defines Aggretsuko? I know what defines Aggretsuko. Yeah, and it's like a secret, like no one knows about it. That's another great part of it, is that it's not like, yeah, you guys want to go and hang out with us? Anytime that like she goes and hangs out with people, she's always so nervous about getting to know them or getting to hang out with them even more. Like, she has friends, but like, she never really like hangs out that much because she's kind of afraid that like she'll let out too much if she starts drinking or something. But also, it's like, well, what do you do to relax? This is the one thing she has to relax. But it's her safe space. It's her thing. She doesn't want anyone else getting involved in it. And there's a great segment later on, like, because as I said, this story does progress. There's like 2 women who work at the office building. Yeah, and they're like higher up there. She's an accountant. They are like the powerful, strong, independent women that she looks up to. They even have like theme music and a special walk that they do. And like, she keeps looking up to them. And one day when she decides she wants to go and check out yoga, which she's so shy and nervous, she goes to check out yoga and then she's like, no, I can't do it. Like, she goes by there like twice. Like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then like, my favorite character in the entire show, I don't even know if he has a name in this.
Like, it's just this kangaroo, this super jacked kangaroo, and all he says is protein.
I honestly wonder what he says in the Japanese version, because it has to be 2 syllables.
Like, I'm guessing it's the Japanese word for protein.
Maybe protein is still 2 syllables, but yeah, like, all he says, protein. Yeah, and that's it. And eventually he just comes in, and he's the guy, he's only in like 2-3 of the 10 episodes, but his whole role is, he's the guru guy who gets everything rolling. Because she's so shy, she doesn't want to do this. And then he just comes up, protein. It's like, I don't know that. No, it's okay. I'm not here for weightlifting. I was thinking maybe yoga. Protein. And just picks her up and carries her inside. It's like, no, it's okay. I'll change my mind. I don't want to.
And he just like gives her the sign-in sheet for a yoga class.
It's like, yeah, this guy. But like the 2 office ladies, the strong independent ladies who she looks up to, they're there in the class, and like the great thing is they've noticed her at work before too, and they come up to her afterwards, and they're not doing like the big fancy walk anymore. Like the gorilla one comes up to her, and she's like kind of shy and nervous about talking.
Yeah, it's like they're both so awkward. It's like, yeah, even like people in power, sometimes they get nervous too. It's like,
yeah, the dynamic between the 2 of them, because the secretary bird, what is her name? It's
Washimi?
Washimi.
Yes.
Washimi is the bird and Gory is the gorilla. Which most of their names are actually puns.
Yeah, like there's a hyena and his name is Haida.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. And Fenico the Fennec.
Yes.
So.
But Washimi, she still kind of has like everything figured out. She's the secretary of the boss, but she secretly is like the one kind of running it and telling him what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of reminded me of like Miss Bellum from the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, basically, it's like, I think, it's like, you know, her species is a secretary bird.
You pointed that out to me, I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and she's a secretary, but it's like, another thing I noticed is like I'm a bit of an animal expert, so it's like secretary birds, they have long legs, which they use to like stomp on snakes before eating them. And in the show, she stomps on the
whenever
CEO.
she wants to get get him to like do what needs to be done.
Yeah, she just slams her leg, her foot onto his desk, and is like, "No, this is what you need to do." So it's like, oh, that's clever.
That's actually, I didn't know that. That's really cool. But so Washimi is the one who just kind of has things together. But then Gory is like is kind of like Aggretsuko, but just further along in life. Like, yeah, she's got stuff figured out, but she's still kind of a mess as well.
Yeah, she's still kind of awkward.
You can tell she has her own spin-off show happening, like, off camera. Because, like, there's a moment in here in which, what was it? Like, they're at karaoke together, not to jump ahead a little bit, but they're at karaoke together, and Aggretsuko is talking about something, and she goes, should I ask why Gory is turned to stone? And Gory's just standing there like a stone statue, and goes, it's a whole drama. I don't want to talk about it right now. It's like, they have their own thing. But yeah, one night when they were leaving
yoga class.
When they were leaving yoga class, they tried to get Aggretsuko to hang out, but Aggretsuko's like, no, it's okay. I got leftovers home. I gotta take care of that. And then Aggretsuko runs off, and then you just see the jack kangaroo looking at them from the window and just going, protein. It's like, and then he goes in this super meditation state, like goes beyond time with his own vision, and then just in a trance writes out a code, like slips it over to Gory one night.
Yeah, like after yoga class, it's like.
And then Gory and Washimi ask her, well, do you just want to walk to the train? It's like, well, I guess I can do that, because she's still like, she's too nervous to do even anything beyond just walking.
Yeah, it's like, she's like, oh, they're so high up, and I'm so below them. I don't even deserve to, like,
no one
be
can
with
ever
them
know
or anything
about what I
like
do.
That.
Yes, exactly. That's how, like, she always thinks she's not worthy of anything. They walk past the karaoke club, and they go, I haven't done karaoke in years. We should do that right now. And they just, like, against her will, like, drag Aggretsuko in there. And the mandrill who runs the karaoke place, every time that Aggretsuko comes in, just, oh, table for one? Okay. Oh, room for one? Very well. She comes in, room for one? Room for three. Like, it's the most inflection you get out of this guy, but it's very much like, intrigue. Like, everybody's a character, even if they only have like one line. Everybody in the show is a character in some way, shape, or form.
And that's the thing, it's like, all the characters are great, even if they're only
so good.
Yeah, like, even the characters that, like, you're supposed to hate or, like, supposed to be assholes.
Man, okay, we will get to that. I know who you're talking about. We're gonna get to him in a second.
They still have, like, great stuff about them. Like.
Yes. But they go in, they do karaoke, and then, like, Gory, like, Retsuko's like, I don't know this song, I don't know this song.
It's like, you can tell, like, she doesn't want to pick the song.
She doesn't want to say what she really likes, yeah. And then Gory just, like, it's almost like the Jack Kangaroo, like, inhabits her body, because she suddenly gets, like, this meditation stare, like, hand it to me, and just types in the code, and the death metal comes on, and she starts singing it. And then it just, like, you don't even cut to, like, the other ones, like, being, like, shocked or horrified or, like, even surprised. She's, like, screaming, like, "Brah!" And it cuts to them in the background.
They're just dancing along with her.
Yeah, it's like, no questions. Just like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And, like, that's a very positive thing about this show. It's like, hey, man, yeah, I understand you have your secret things, but don't be ashamed about your secret things. Like, some people will accept you for this. It's totally fine, man. But yeah, let's get into, like, the other characters now. Like, we're not really gonna go into too much, like, the plot on this. But there is a plot, and it's nice how it rolls from one thing into the next.
Basically, the plot is Retsuko has a shitty job, and she wants to, like, you know, find a way to make it better, like, find a better life or something. Yeah,
exactly. Like, it's a very, like, basic, like, you could see this being a sitcom where every single episode is, like, it's kind of sitcomish in, like, its premise, but it's not sitcomish in the fact that you can't just start at a random episode. It does follow from episode to episode. Like, there are cliffhangers that lead into the next thing, and from there and there and there. So yeah, and that makes it so that you want to keep watching it. Plus, they're only 15 minutes each.
Yeah, so it's easy to binge watch.
It's like just popping M&Ms. It's great. But yeah, let's get to the other characters here. Finico is awesome. Finico is, I'm not gonna say like who is or is not my favorite character on this show because it's hard to pick, but Finico is so good. Because Finico, her whole thing is that she, in a weird way, kind of reminded me of Raven from the Teen Titans. Like
that very monotone voice.
Always very monotone voice. Because even when she laughs at someone, it's ha 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 ha. It's so good. Yeah, her laugh is incredibly monotone. I've been seeing people turn that into a GIF. Yeah. And like, it doesn't work without the sound.
No, it doesn't.
Yes. And it's good in both the English and the Japanese dub. I've listened to a little bit of the Japanese one, but we mostly watch this in English. Both dubs are really good.
Yeah, they are.
And Finico, like, matches. Her laugh is good in both versions. But yeah, she's great. Like, her whole thing is that she is constantly on social media.
And she's like a super sleuth online, because like she uses social media to like put pieces together.
Yeah. Like they're trying to figure out like where Retsuko keeps disappearing each night, and they're just like, well, I noticed her walking in this direction, and she would often be tired the next day, so it seems to me almost like it would be some form of workout. So I started typing in workout locations into Yelp, and by viewing that, I was able to find like specific instructors, and I followed those instructors on Facebook, and I looked at their pictures on there, and bam, Retsuko is in this picture. Like, damn. But yeah, she's also very standoffish. Like, she's also the one who kind of hates everyone. Yeah. Like, you can tell Retsuko is trying her best to fit in. Finico doesn't give a crap if she fits in or not. Which is great because there's one episode where they go on a group date and she's like, I didn't agree to this. I just kind of got dragged along. And then this like big jockish dude from like a purchasing department or some other department just goes, yeah, you're pretty cute. I think that spunky attitude of yours is hot. And she's like, oh, okay. Like she's clearly never been complimented before and she's just like, oh. All right, that's kind of a nice thing. It's like, not saying that works. Like, yeah, not going out here and just saying, like, going up to Waze and just telling them they're hot. But it's like, it was just so humorous that the most standoffish character was like, oh, wait, really? Like, we hadn't seen that at any other point in the show. We hadn't seen people compliment her. So it was kind of like, oh, this is your little secret thing about your personality in there. Okay, that's nice. But they went on a group date with the deer. I don't remember the deer's name.
Like, she's
it's like a gazelle.
It's a gazelle, but like she's like the perky one.
She is the perky, like suck up, younger than the rest of them. Like the one who just makes them feel like crap. Like she comes in and it's like, oh, Mr. Boss, oh my goodness, your golf swing is so amazing. It's like, oh, it's nothing here. Here, let me take some of your work away and give it to Retsuko. Yeah, but there comes that moment in the show in which it's like, she's not like a one-note character.
No, it's like, yeah, it's like, she, like, you probably think I'm a kiss-ass, don't you? It's like, and Retsuko's like, oh, well, you kind of caught me off guard there, but, like, that's exactly what she was thinking. And she actually has a good explanation. It's like, I just want to make the boss happy, that way everyone else can be happy, too. Like...
Also, her explanation was like, yeah, it makes it easier on me, and I don't give a crap what you think. I was like, well, damn, okay. That's kind of a Bravo thing. Okay, cool. Then there's also, speaking of the boss, let's get into that dude. Yeah. Mr. Tone, which, by the way, he's a pig.
Yes.
And he's played by the actor who does Roadhog in Overwatch.
Yeah.
I'm like, part of me wants to go, is this dude being like typecast now as pigs? But at the same time, I was like, hey man.
It works.
It works, and if you're okay just getting that job, you're always gonna have a job.
Also, I think that might be like a pun, like sexist pig in a way.
Oh, it's definitely, yeah,
because he is like very misogynistic and everything.
Yes, he's very misogynistic. He is like an absolute asshole. Like, he just treats like Retsuko like shit, and then will openly say it's because I don't like women like you. Like, he will just flat out say this stuff. But there comes a point, which, by the way, the voice actor who plays him and plays Roadhog, he keeps getting cast as just monstrous characters. I've heard that dude on podcasts. He is like one of the nicest guys. So just had to throw that out there real quick. But there comes a moment in which they all go out drinking, and it was after he got in trouble. Like, Retsuko told Washimi about this. Washimi, like, forced the boss to do something about this. And then he was told, like, he has to stop acting this way because it's harassment. And then Retsuko is there talking to him at the bar. He just goes, I tell you, the world's changing. I can't even dish it out the way that I took it. And it's like, that one line made me go, fuck, I kind of have an understanding about you, because this is how your boss treated you. So you kind of rose in the system believing this is how a boss acts. And you've also always got that chip on your shoulder of, this is how I got treated. I want to get that chip off. I need to vent it out at someone, and I can't because that's not the world we live in anymore.
Like, also, you get to, like, see why he became boss. Like, you see him, like, using the abacus. Yeah, it's like...
This dude, there is a moment in which, like, he is trying to, like, factor out how much Retsuko is costing the company and, like, how inefficient she is. He goes, I always hated these damn computers. You kids are useless without them. I always prefer an abacus. And you see him, like, using the abacus, and it doesn't look that impressive when he's doing it in front of Retsuko, but later on, like, there's 3 members of their team who are out sick or out for other reasons. I won't even spoil that one. There's a really good joke for why one of these people is not at work that day. But he's like, we're all behind. Time to pick up the slack. And he just pulls out the abacus. Like, he is going fat. Like, Finico even says, he's faster on an abacus than we are on computers. Like, this dude's kind of a badass. He's a piece of shit, but you understand why he's a piece of shit, too. Like, he's such... Again, these characters should be such flat cartoon characters, because when you first meet all of them, they're all one thing. That's it. They're just defining that. And there's some in here, like the Meerkat guy, who he's the suck-up, and he's always the suck-up throughout this. But like the Gazelle, Mr. Tone, the higher-up powerful ladies, Washimi and Gori, all of them, like, eventually expose so many dimensions to them. And this is like 10 episodes of a 15-minute long show.
But, like, I think that's the whole point, because it's like, the characters are more than what they seem, just like Retsuko, the lead character.
I thought that thing too, yes,
yeah, it's
right.
Like, she seems like timid and like just goes through the flow, but then like you see her at karaoke, it's like, oh, she has like a whole lot of emotions built up.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Anybody else? Haida is like the one, I was saving that dude. Cause Haida, he's the guy who, he's Jim. He's Jim on The Office. He is 1,000% just Jim on The Office. And I'd love to go into more details about him, but that's kind of all there is to him. It's like, yeah, he's just the friendly guy.
Yeah.
But he has a crush on Retsuko. And yeah, you kind of get to see, like, you know, there's a moment in which Retsuko starts dating another person, and like, he's not like really upset about it. He's just kind of like, I had my chance. That's it. And like, wow, it's really like adult way to approach that. Like, he's realizing it's his fault because he knew her for years and never said anything. It's like, yeah, it's on you. Oh. But there's little moments when you get to see like him outside of work, and he's wearing like a leather jacket, beat up jeans, like a striped punk shirt, like an 80s style striped punk shirt. Like, you can tell this guy's like a party animal outside of work.
And it's like, I kind of want to see him and Retsuko do karaoke together.
Because there's a moment when you see his home, and he's got like a guitar up there.
Yeah, it's like, oh man. It's like,
I've seen so much fan art of that too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I want to see it in the show. I want to see him jam on his guitar while she sings.
I wanted that to be like how the series ends. Hopefully like, there'll be more.
Yeah, maybe. It's like, well...
It's been a big thing, like out in Los Angeles this weekend, in like it's, I think it was in like Little Chinatown or something like that, and like some like little bookstore in like that part of Los Angeles, they just had a Aggretsuko weekend. They opened up a store and called it Aggretsuko's Den of Rage, and like you could go there and they like recreated it to look like the Office building. I was like, This is fucking insane to me that this show has been out for a week, and there's already a place that jumped on turning their entire store into a reproduction of the office building from here, so that people could go there and be like, oh, it's this thing from this. And typically when you see people do stuff like that, it's like Star Trek or something like, there's the captain's chair, there's this, like, Lord of the Rings, it's Hobbit Village, everyone, this is where Frodo lived. This is just a fucking office building.
But then again, it's made by Sanrio, and they are very good at merchandising.
They're good at what they do.
They are.
They're so good at it. Yeah, man, so, yeah, anybody else in here that we really want to talk about?
Oh, the Space Cadet?
We should probably bring the Space Cadet. Because there is a moment in here in which Retsuko does kind of like fall in love with someone. And like she is just head over heels in love with this guy. And he is somebody who like... that's his entire personality.
He's like, oh, hey.
Like he doesn't even
canned coffee.
That's his entire personality. He likes canned coffee. You get nothing on his personality throughout all this. Like they're dating, and she's like, "Sure is cold out here. Good thing I brought a jacket." Like not because he's like a dick, just like he doesn't think about anything. He doesn't think about anything.
That's the thing. It's like
his whole personality is I don't think. Like she sees him on the train
going to work.
While going to work, she gets off and turns around waiting for him. And he's like, is he not going to get out? This is before they started dating.
Yeah.
He's not going to get out. Door just closes on him, and then he just goes off and he's like, what was he doing this whole time?
And then it's like when he gets to the date and like he doesn't even like, the thing is he
doesn't talk, yeah.
He doesn't talk loud enough, so they have to text each other. And she was like, why didn't you get off at the station? He's like, oh, I was thinking about something.
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, I was daydreaming. Like no big mystery, just he's that much of a space cadet. But like she gets drunk that night, throws up, and he hands her a handkerchief, and like they even have like a Disney style song about it's like, you are the guy from sales who like you are the space cadet from sales. You are the girl from accounting who barfed. Like that's the song that they just sing back and forth. It's so cute and charming, but yeah, there's nothing to this guy, and everybody is like, he is non-existent as a person, and he like. It's not that he doesn't care about you, it's that he just doesn't care.
He just doesn't think things through. Yeah, like, that's the thing.
And, like, there comes a moment in which, again, you get, like, little bits of personality on people and just, like, the little things they do. Because there's a moment in which, like, when it eventually gets to that point where she dumps him, he's just like, okay. And then he goes home, and, like, she goes back to karaoke, she does her thing, and she's like, I'm back. Like, that's kind of what she says. And then he goes back home, and it's just covered in potted plants. Like, this is the only time we've seen his home. It's covered in potted plants, and he just goes, I'm back. Like, he says the same thing she says, and like, you kind of get the feeling he was also trying. Like, you get the feeling like he was hiding part of himself too, but the part of himself is just the part that's like, I just like seeing around my potted plants. Like, that's like, the fact that he was willing to go on a date, the fact that he was willing to go to an amusement park. She wanted to go shopping, he went to the mall to go shopping. Like, you get a sense that was him trying.
Yeah, it's like,
because he's so blank, it's like,
yeah, he was going through the motions, but he wasn't having any emotions.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And like that's the thing, is like, and Retsuko was like, she is like, oh, this guy's doing stuff with me, therefore we are instantly a couple. It's like, and there's a huge difference between like doing something with someone and actually like being with someone.
But also, it wasn't so much even like, well, I guess I'm going down the checklist of what a couple is. It was also, she was just head over heels. Like, she just was in that euphoric state, like, right after you start, like, dating someone. Which is like,
and it's like,
everything's wonderful. It's like, no, not quite. Like,
yeah, it's like, first love isn't always your best love, and Retsuko found that out.
Yes. But yeah, so this show, man, it's
like, there's a lot of relatable stuff to it.
It's the Japanese BoJack Horseman. Is what
only not as depressing, like...
But yeah, because that's kind of what this is. It's weird. It's like, if you want to go down the scale of relatable talking animals, it goes Aggretsuko, Zootopia, BoJack Horseman. It's like, how much shit do you put up with in your life? That's the chain that goes. Trouble at work, bam. Racism, sexism, and homophobia, Zootopia. Your entire life is a fucking wreck because of long years of drug addiction and abuse, BoJack Horseman. It's like, Yeah, man, like, I think that it's so weird to me that, like, talking animals have now become the way that people decide to, like, express relatability, but it's working. Because, yeah, as I said, this is just The Office. I worked in offices. I hated the show The Office. I really did. I'm sorry to the fans of it. I'm not coming in here and judging the show. Just, I did not get it. I did not, like, find that connection that other people did, even though I had worked in offices before. Speaking of somebody who had worked in office jobs before, man, Aggretsuko gets it way more for me.
It's like, I've never worked in office, but like, I've worked at other jobs, and it's like, you still see those kind of characters.
Dude, if you've worked in retail, if you've worked in sales of any kind.
Like, any kind of job like, where you have to interact
data management, yeah.
Yeah, like any kind of job where you like work with other people, you experience those kind of people.
Absolutely, yes. That's our take on Aggretsuko. It is probably the biggest surprise of the year, at least so far. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Next week, I'm sure an actual movie comes out, so we'll be able to review that. So make sure that you stick around for that. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Bye.